Hey folks, this is BestInSlot with all the latest news about the free update 7. That's the free downloadable update coming along with the DLC pack releasing next Thursday, the 10th of August, the Marine Species pack. Of course, there's a little focus on lagoons here as well, but there's actually a bunch of stuff non-lagoon related. Let's dig in, let's check out what's being added to the game. So we've got custom challenge modes first. Let's read the text and then we'll come back onto the image. Custom challenge mode. Whether you finished up on your Jurassic difficulty challenges or are wanting to see whether your friend's park management skills are up to scratch, you'll be able to enjoy a brand new challenge with custom challenge mode. From selecting the map and up to 3 objectives to customizing over 40 settings so your challenge mode is totally unique. Be able to create and share your own challenges. Each challenge you create will generate its own unique share code so you can send it to your friends or share it on social channels. We'll even be sharing some of our own custom challenges from some familiar faces on our channels in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out. I suspect when they mentioned a special community stream, that's what they meant there. They've got some people in to do some challenges and stuff like that. Not me for this one, but I'm very excited to see what people have been making. And let's check this out. So as you can see, there's actually a little video they posted over on Twitter as well. You can see here up in the top left we've got difficulty Jurassic modified, and we've got this kind of bar along here and this little rating, and you can see we've hit sort of these different difficulty settings along the way. So basically as you change the settings, so for example let's take Dinosaur Comfort. You can have Dinosaur Comfort off, which adds 0 points. You can turn it on for normal values, 10 points, or you can add Fussy Trait on and get 20 points, and that means whenever you hatch a dinosaur it's going to have the Fussy Trait, which means it's got higher comfort requirements, which of course makes the map more difficult. And I'd imagine combat frequency being on and stuff like that. All these different traits will make the game more difficult and add points to the rating, and the higher rating will push it up through the various difficulty settings. And then you can of course then save that with your share code here in the bottom left, which hopefully there's a button to copy and paste, because that's a complex yeah, enter share code right there. So I'm assuming there's a way to copy and paste those easily rather than that nonsense over there. But an interesting idea for those of you who like challenge mode. This is quite exciting. I love the idea. We haven't seen it showcased, but the objectives one I think is the most exciting. It means I don't know what it'll be. It'll be like earn a certain amount of money, hit a certain park rating, yada yada yada, but it means we can kind of craft our own custom campaigns to an extent. What would be even cooler, I don't think this is how it works, but if we could actually build the map as well, a little bit, have some buildings down, have some dinosaurs, kind of get to that level where we can customize the map and what the existing game state, that would be even cooler. Then we could really build a campaign. But this should let us build little scenarios and share them, and have people in for certain tasks and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool idea. It's cooler than I thought it was going to be. I'm quietly excited about this one. Anyways, Lagoons of course got a little love, not as much love as I expected, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But of course we have the new Lagoon Viewing Dome. With the incredible new species coming to your lagoons in the Jurassic World Evolution 2 Prehistoric Marine Species Pack, we're offering your park guests a whole new way to observe them with the Lagoon Viewing Dome. This brand new viewing area will function much like remote viewing galleries included in your previous update, and all remote viewing entrances will also be able to snap to the edges of your lagoons, making your guests' experience even better. Lagoon Viewing Domes will offer a whole new underwater view for your guests, allowing them to see your marine species like never before. So it functions like the log one and the viewing dome in that you'll place this down, plonk, and then you'll get like a line, and then at the other side you'll have a little building, and that building you put on fences, you can put on paths, you can just put sort of in the middle of nowhere, and now you can also put them in your lagoons. Your guests walk inside, get magically teleported, and they'll appear inside here. Beautiful drawings, I'm sure you'll agree. The Lagoon Viewing Domes are pretty cool. I think design-wise they're maybe a little bit on the... Someone pointed out the other day, actually, why are there handrails on the outside? I was like, well, fish with arms, obviously. That is the only reason, fish with arms. It's an okay looking building, but the inside views, as we saw the other day, are really cool. I love there's a glass walkway here as well. And it's nice that it's not part of the DLC. It's part of the free update. Absolutely all of you get this brand new free attraction added to the game. Next up, we have the new Dinosaur Favoriting system, both skins and individual dinosaurs. As of Update 7, we'll be introducing 2 new features to make it easier than ever before to manage your favourite skins and variations, and keep an eye on your favourite species once they're in your park. First up, you'll now be able to mark skin and pattern colour variants as favourites in the species viewer, allowing you a way to save the variations you prefer in a simple, easy to see way. When you're in the hatchery genome editing menu, you'll then be able to choose to only randomise your favoured coloured variants, allowing you to be even more freedom over how your species look in your park. So we'll address that very quickly. I did talk about that the other day. Was hoping that would be the case. You can see here that they've come into the species viewer, which I suspect is, as I said, the only way to do this. And we can favorite skin colors and we can favorite patterns. And with this little sort of heart thing here, you see there's a favorite cosmetic button down here at the bottom with the R key. And then when you go into game, you'll be able to say, when releasing dinosaurs, only release my favorites. And I really do think that's going to be really cool. So it means we can, like I said, I really like it, using it for gender dimorphism kind of stuff like that. But really just, yeah, to just have cool looking dinosaurs more than anything else. You know, favourite all the patterns and don't favourite the unpatterned one, and you'd always have patterned dinosaurs. Stuff like that. I don't know, it's gonna be pretty cool. And there's a little bit more to it that we didn't know about. You'll also now be able to favourite specific dinosaurs in your parks. This will allow you to receive notifications when those dinosaurs in particular are performing interesting behaviours, as well as placing a beacon at their current location so you can easily head to them. Your favoured dinosaurs will also appear with a green highlight on your map overview, so you can always check on them when needed. They posted a video on their Twitter which showcases this system with the Dunkleosteus a little bit. Dunkleosteus, one day I'll remember. So I'm gonna bring up that video now. You can take a look at that. You can see that the Dunkel has been favorited, and then when you go into your map screen, sort of your park overview screen, is green, it's got that heart on it, so you can always see it there. It's interesting, it says when they're performing interesting behaviors, so it sounds like if your dinosaur is hunting or social interactions, maybe, because usually we get a notification if there's a hunt going on, but things like social interactions, for example, we don't find out about. So does that mean that's what we're going to hear? You know, your Tyrannosaurus Rex is having a social interaction. Your favorite Rex is having a social interaction. Here's a notification. Go check it out. Let's move on. Next up, we have the San Diego Amphitheater. Lovely stuff. Placeable amphitheater. We're not in San Diego anymore. Yep, that's right. With Update 7, you'll now be able to place the amphitheater in your sandbox parks as part of the Jurassic Park building style. We know this is something that's been highly requested. We're very much looking forward to see what you do with this iconic building in your parks. And it is something that's been wanted for a long time. Kyodenics sandbox, expanded sandbox mod has included this for absolutely ages, and it's pretty cool. And you can see there's basically fence attachment points here, so you can drag the fence out and you can use it as a proper habitat. You know, it's got attachment points for your fences, for your path systems down here, and it works basically as a viewing gallery for this middle bit over here. So really cool. And although it doesn't fit as well as it does in the desert, I think it actually looks pretty cool in all environments. I think it looks really good even here. I wish, this is a little finicky, but I wish they'd taken San Diego off the Jurassic Park sign. I think if it just said Jurassic Park, that would be absolutely fine and would obviously make a little bit more sense. But other than that, it's a cool addition. It's definitely something people have wanted, and you know, it's more stuff, and I love having more stuff. So, you know, no complaints whatsoever. However, all that said, and as excited as I am for some of this, you know, the Lagoon viewing dome in particular, I think is going to be really cool to give us that close-up look of our Lagoon creatures that we've kind of struggled to get in the past. This is the best bit. This right here. Look at that beauty. So let's talk about it. Dinosaur guest hostility. Want to make your prehistoric species a little bit more free range? Now with Update 7 you'll be able to. When starting a new sandbox park, you'll be able to toggle dinosaur danger to guests on or off, or set it as carnivores only. With this setting off, any prehistoric species not in enclosures won't attack or injure your guests, and your safety rating and incident prevention ratings won't be impacted either. Nothing's safer than a dinosaur park. It says when starting a sandbox. I'm hoping that's something we can change mid-build, but maybe that's something that has to be done when starting the park for the first time. Either way, this does not work like I expected. I thought guests would maybe still run away, but they wouldn't get attacked. But no, as you can see, people are just walking past willy-nilly while there's a parasaur right there. And that parasaur could be, you know, could be a Rex instead, as you can see in this beautiful drawing. So that's a really cool idea. It really expands our options for things like walkthrough exhibits, like this right here. For things like, you know, you'd have to, it's tough because we don't really have guest gates per se, like walkthrough guest exhibit gates. You can kind of make it work, but if you had like a thing with dinosaurs here and you had a monorail that leaves, that would definitely work as well. We do that quite a lot in our park builds. And, you know, things like petting zoos and that kind of vibe, you know, imagine these were Homalocephales or Dryasauruses. Some of your smaller dinosaurs would make a lot of sense. Also, when recreating like film habitats and stuff like that, I don't know, I think it's really, really cool setting. It's something I've wanted for a really long time. Very, very excited about this one in particular. We do have one more setting to check out. Additional sandbox mode settings. There's no screenshot for this one. Dinosaur hostility isn't the only change we've got coming for sandbox players in Update 7. You'll now be able to enjoy all maps in sandbox mode without having to meet their unlock requirements, so that all levels are available without requiring progression in other game modes. You'll also find you can now add cosmetic damage to your sandbox buildings without affecting gameplay, found under Demolish menu option. You can choose to make your buildings look a little more worse for wear. So again, another chaotic thing as it happens, but another fantastic addition. This I thought was already in the game, I'm not going to lie, but I think you had to play the campaign to get hold of all the sandbox maps, and you no longer have to do that. You'll have access to everything in sandbox right from the get-go. I think the only thing you have to unlock in this game now are the challenge mode skins. But this is super exciting. This Demolish, again, this is something I've wanted for ages. It doesn't actually work anymore, Kyle's tool, so getting access to that by default in the game is really exciting. You know, you've seen I've been building Horror Park, for example. You want to break your buildings, you want to break your fences, you kind of want to give it to that destroyed look. Things like trying to rig your pterosaurs to have a breakout has been quite annoying in the past, but now just blow your aviary up. No problem, blow your aviary up, let them escape. Worth noting as well, with this system, maybe the most exciting part about this, we can now have pterosaurs, which look like seagulls and ticks, just flying around all over the place. You could just have tons of pterosaurs flying all over your park, and they just live there, and they'd just be part of the ecosystem kind of thing, and they'd go from habitat to habitat, and they'd, you know, fly around your guests and stuff like that. That's a really fun idea. That's probably the best case scenario for this setting. So some really cool stuff here. Guest hostility, damage tool, Lagoon viewing dome, I would say, are the big three for me personally. Obviously, your preferences will differ depending on who you are as a human being. Things like challenge mode I don't suspect I'll use, but I like the idea of maybe trying to do sort of custom campaign scenarios and stuff like that. I am a little surprised. I'm not ragging on this. I'm not ragging on this. I think it's a good update. Lots of things I definitely wanted. I'm excited to try out. I'm a little surprised the Lagoons didn't get more love than this. I've said for a while that I think Lagoon animals need a little bit more love. They need a bit more variety. Now, we're getting that to an extent. We've got those platforms with the new update, and I think having Lagoon viewing in the middle of the lagoon as well will make our animals inherently more exciting, because we'll see them a lot more, we'll get a much better view. But I still feel like Lagoon animals need better AI, essentially. I think they need a little something more. They added that breakout animation in the past, and that was a cool addition. So something akin to that would also be great. Something more, some social things, some just even like an ambient behavior, you know, when they're swimming around would be really good as well. I still feel like lagoons themselves are just a little bit on the boring side. I'm hopeful these new animals will make a difference, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That's me quibbling. You know, some people will definitely not feel like that, and that's totally okay. It's, you know, neither here nor there, but still a very, very cool free update. Don't know what more. I think this is going to be so much. I'm very excited to build a park. Just a free roam site B kind of thing would be awesome as well. Yeah, lots of potential for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Which of these updates is the most exciting to you personally? Please do let me know. And I'll see you folks very, very soon. Of course, this all comes out on the 10th of August, but there is a Frontier stream on the 9th of August showcasing some of these features at 4 PM BST. I'll see you lovely folks then. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much love as always. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.